Hi, welcome back to my channel, Paul, an aging hippie, where an old guy who used to be a hippie looks back at his life using the soundtrack of his life. I'll play 4 videos a week, and the year of the video, I'll go into more depth of what was happening to me at that point, to my family, and also what was happening around the world. If you'd like to come along on this journey with us, listen to some great music, subscribe, like, mention in the comments anything you'd like me to play, and more importantly, share with your friends. Today, we're going back to 1969. A big year for me, 1969. It was the year I left school and went to work. More of that later after the song's played. And I'm going to go back to an iconic figure of the 20th century. This guy is Elvis Presley. Now, I've not done Elvis Presley in the past because personally I didn't really enjoy Presley. I didn't get it. I think he was just there at the right time with the right people around him, and he just seemed to appeal to the younger generation who were maybe in a bit of a rebellious mood. Anyway, the song's In the Ghetto. It's a 1969 song. It was written by Mac Davis and recorded by Presley. It was a major release, and it was released as part of his comeback album from Elvis in Memphis. Like I say, he was an American singer and actor, referred to as the king of rock and roll, and probably one of the most significant cultural figures of the 20th century. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get on to it. Elvis Presley, In the Ghetto. Let me know what you think about it.
As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries. But if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? The child needs a helping hand. He's gonna be an angry young man someday. And take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? Well, the world turns, and a hungry little boy with the runny nose plays in the street as the cold wind blows in the ghetto. And his hunger burns, so he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal and he learns how to fight in the ghetto. Then one night in desperation, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, he steals a car, he tries to run, but he don't get far, and his mama cries. As a crowd gathers round an angry young man face down in the street with a gun in his hand in the ghetto. And as the young man dies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries.
Okay, Elvis Presley in the Ghetto. He was well, not looking too bad there. I mean, in later years, he let himself go. I think he was troubled with drugs and prescription drugs more than anything, I think, from what I've heard. And he did get very, very bloated. And I think he became a what can I say, a caricature of himself. He really did not look right. He died far too young as well. So what did you think about it? Was he the king for you? He was never the king for me, but a lot of people did say he was the king. So, what was happening in 1969? Well, massive scientific breakthrough. They had the first manned lunar landing with Neil Armstrong. He took one small step and a giant leap onto the moon, and the whole world watched him. It was about 4 a.m. in the morning over here in the UK. We watched him, and it was on the exact day that I started work. I left school on the Friday. Monday morning, I started work. It was the year of the iconic Woodstock Festival. The festival really symbolised the um, counterculture movement, if you like, the hippie movement. Uh, it brought together diverse groups for 3 days in the mud, and it was one in the eye for authority. Stonewall Inn in New York City became the focal point of LGBTQ rights activism, marking the beginning of the modern gay rights movement. We also saw a surge in cultural change, including the rise of the counterculture movement, like I've just mentioned, the popularity of psychedelia, and the beginning of the gay rights movement. So that's what was happening in the world. Myself, like I say, I'd just left school, 1969. Thought I was going to earn massive. I thought I was going to become rich, but I became an apprentice painter and decorator. Reality smacked me in the eyes, and I grew up very, very quickly. My first wage for a 40-hour week was £3, 8 and 4 pence in old money, just under £3.50 in today's money. In dollars, I would say it's probably around about $4. It was a shock, but I started to grow up. I no longer had to go to bed early for school. I could choose when I wanted to go to bed. Although I did have to go in time to get up early enough in the morning to go to work. I had to pay my board and lodgings, as they called it. I think out of the £3, 8 and 4 pence, I gave my mum 30 bob, which is £1.50. So it didn't leave a lot. I got a lift to work on the back of my brother's motorbike, but I had to pay bus fares back. And then, of course, every night I'd be out buying a pint down the local pub, which I shouldn't have been doing because I was too young, with my mates, buying my own clothes now as well, because suddenly you went from having clothes bought for you by your mum and dad to buying what you wanted and paying for it out of your earnings. Having said that, the prices of things were far less than what they're. I mean, the price of a pair of Levi jeans, new Levi jeans in them days, I would only have to save 2 or 3 weeks to get enough to pay them. It'd probably be around about £4 or £5 in them days for a pair of new Levi jeans. So it was a happy time. I felt great. I'd got my own independence in some ways. The next milestone would be my 18th birthday, which gave me the key of the door. It used to be 21, but it reduced it to 18, which then meant I could come and go as I pleased. Okay, so like I say, if you do like this channel, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, like. Let me know what you think of the videos. and also make some suggestions as to who you would like me to play. Okay, so I love you all. I'll see you very, very soon. You all take care now. Bye bye.